Welcome to VSB News Online for Friday, December 19th. I'm Peter Cattell. Premier Michael Dunkley is not fazed by what fate has thrown at Bermuda and his government in the 2 years that have elapsed since the OBA came to power. Speaking to VSB News' Brian Darby on the anniversary of the narrow victory, Premier Dunkley recalled the island's motto, "Whither the fates lead us."
One of the things that we learn as we grow older, that time just keeps going by faster and faster. And as much as you prepare for the future, much as you plan and have policies as a government for the future, there are always other things that will come up. And we've certainly found out that in our 2 years in office, there have been a number of challenges that came up, and we've dealt with some of them very well. Some of them we haven't dealt with as best as were possible. But we live and learn, and I think if we sit here towards the end of December 2014, that Bermuda is in a better place now. We're starting to move in the right direction. Good things are starting to take place, and 2015 is going to be another year where we'll continue to move forward. I'm excited that we've built a foundation that we can work on and grow from, and that all of Bermuda should be in a better position as we continue our work.
Of course, some of those problems you can now say, well, we've been through that, it will not happen again, and Jetgate would come under that heading.
Well, Brian, as I said early on in my tenure as Premier, that Jetgate was Deadgate. I've made it very clear that when I face challenges in life, I will deal with them in an appropriate way. I won't hide anything. I'll be open, transparent, and accountable, but you have to move on. There are some in the community who want to dwell on some of those issues. That's fine. There's no other questions that need to be answered on that. I've got to face the people's business. The real barometer of a politician is how people feel. And I know that we're starting to make progress in Bermuda, but I also know that there are still too many Bermudians that are struggling, too many Bermudians that are hurting, and too many Bermudians that don't have an opportunity or a job. And that is where my focus will be. I won't get distracted long by any other challenges that come up. I will deal with them and move forward.
Well, 2 hurricanes in 1 week is really a little bit beyond most people's expectations, but we handled it.
We did. You know, Brian, when you reflect back on it, I was talking to a couple of people a few weeks ago. We had 2 hurricanes in the 1 week, and in the middle we had the PGA Grand Slam of golf. So as you start the week, you're recovering. We're doing EMO meetings. We're trying to get the electricity back on the island, open the roads up again, doing all those type of things. And then by midweek Wednesday, we're presenting a trophy to one of the top golfers in the world for winning the Grand Slam, the last time it's held on our shores after an 8-year run, on a beautiful day in Bermuda that's broadcast all over the world with such fabulous footage. And then just a mere 2 nights later, after that Wednesday presentation, we're hit by another Category 2, Category 3 hurricane. It was a whirlwind as I reflect back on all the work that was done. But there's a great deal of satisfaction. There's a couple of things that I think are important to mention. Is one, very clearly that Bermuda has policies and procedures that stand up to real scrutiny and real challenges, and we had it with those 2 hurricanes. On the Monday after Hurricane Gonzalo, we were open for business. The airport was open up on Sunday after that hurricane finished going through early Saturday morning. Amazing testament to the resilience and the dedication of the Bermuda people. And the other thing I think is important is that we shined through the whole week, whether it was how we dealt with hurricanes or how we were presented hosting the PGA Grand Slam of golf. Over the past couple of months, I'm just reminded over and over and over again how proud I am to be a Bermudian, to see the resilience of our people and the dedication to moving forward. And then, we have the America's Cup come up. There's exciting times. There's a lot of work that we have to do, but it gives you a spring in your step because you're going in the right direction. You know that confidence is building in the community again, and you know that there are going to be better days ahead.
The personal attack by lawyer and Senator Mark Daniels on Government Senator Jeff Barron via an opinion piece in the Royal Gazette is not being allowed to go unanswered. Although Senator Daniels was absent from the Senate on Wednesday, the junior Minister for National Security went public with this response.
I did say to Bermuda that we are stronger than gangs. I did say to Bermuda that we are stronger than the subcultures and subcommunities of gangs. And I did say to Bermuda that we are stronger than, in fact, the root causes that are causing men and women to join gangs. Am I being audacious in saying that? Am I being too audacious in saying we can win this? Am I being too audacious in believing that Bermuda as a community can beat this? I don't think so. Perhaps some do, but I don't think so. Senator Daniels doesn't feel that the community can win this. He says in his op-ed that they can't. The community can't win. You know why he says that? Because they're not on a level playing field economically. Well, I reject that roundly. I don't think that communities have to compare themselves economically to see where they are as far as safety goes. That's not right. I reject that. I reject the fact and any notion that would suggest that any community it can not be as safe as some of our safer communities because they are richer. Let's get down to this. Okay, it is such a negative and fatalistic way of looking at this. I don't think I'm too audacious in suggesting that we can move forward. And what the frustrating part is, I say that from a place of experience. I say that because I've spent time, real time, with the families who are impacted by this. Yet Senator Daniels suggests somehow that, I quote, "My remarks demonstrate a complete disconnect from reality and our society's problems. I've spent time, real time, with grieving mothers, sisters, and children of the men who are put in a box and are buried, who are victims of this. I've spent time, real time, with police officers who are on the cutting edge of this, who are out on the streets day and night dealing with this very problem. And I've spent time, real time, with the social agencies who are dealing with the day-to-day requests from the families of folks who want out of this, who want options, who want off-ramps to this very problem."
One of the best forms of therapy for those with mental illness is, believe it or not, riding a pedal cycle. George Gilbert and Tony Smith of Hamilton are about to find this out, thanks to the vision of Carl Outerbridge, the initiative of the Progressive Labour Party, and the generosity of Kevin Smith of GET and Dexter Swan of Social Cycles. The presentation took place on Thursday with Dennis Lister, Jr. of the PLP, Mr. Outerbridge, and Mr. Swan saying a few words.
Mental illness is a disease that affects all of us in Bermuda, not just those who suffer with it directly. It is a hidden disease that no one wants to speak about, but now is the time to bring it to the front. We are here to raise awareness of mental health so that people can know what it is and how to assist those that suffer with it. Today, we would like to start by presenting two cycles to Mr. Tony Smith and Mr. Gilbert Darrell, who suffer from mental illnesses. These gentlemen suffer differently from the illnesses, but they have one thing in common, and that is cycling. It was interesting to find out that cycle riding was not only therapeutic, but it also lessened the reliance on some prescription medicine.
I'd like to thank the PLP, GET, and Social Cycles for supporting me in this idea that I have. Most people who have known me for many years have been riding a pedal bike since 1988, and most people don't know that I actually suffer from mental illness, and my riding a pedal bike for 20 years has actually helped to keep me on the straight and narrow. I actually do my best thinking when I'm riding my pedal bike. So whether I'm having a good day or bad day, my cycle is my lifeline.
When these gentlemen approached Social Cycles about helping out, we didn't have no hesitation as far as supporting them, supplying them the bicycles that they needed to help these gentlemen. It fits with our goal and our vision of assisting the community to improve fitness and to raise awareness about bicycling.
The Gang Resistance Educational and Training Program has expanded to the middle school level. This according to the Premier and Minister of National Security, Michael Dunkley, who recently took part in a great lesson and program at Whitney Institute. The elementary school pilot program was reintroduced this past January. Designed for P5 and P6 students, it consists of 6 30 to 45-minute lessons, with the goal being to help students practice developing positive solutions and appropriate decision-making when faced with tough decisions. Thus far, some 150 middle school students have participated in the program. The Premier says our middle school students are at such a critical age in their growth and development, and the timeliness of the GREAT initiative couldn't be more significant for these young people. To date, there are 10 primary and middle schools involved in the GREAT program. And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
With October bringing in the highest increase in retail sales for Bermuda store owners in any month in the past 2 years, Minister of Home Affairs Senator Michael Fay felt encouraged to mention the subject at the conclusion of Wednesday's closing meeting of the current parliamentary session.
The retail sales index release from the Department of Statistics for October 2014 show that the retail sales index or retail sales in October 2014 were 4.4% higher than the 82.2 million recorded in October 2013, with 5 of the 7 retail sectors experienced increases. I'm happy to share that. I'm reading directly from the Department of Statistics submission. Higher sales levels were, it says, due primarily to higher demand because of Hurricanes Faye and Gonzalo. But overall, we're still seeing higher spending, and that's a good thing, where we see that after adjusting for the annual retail sales rate of inflation, measured at 2.2%, the volume of retail sales increased by 2%. It's the little bits. You can just hear them and you can feel them bit by bit by bit going up. And these are the kinds of positive things that I think that I would prefer to spend my time talking about. There's more information contained within it. Receipts from food sales rose 8.2% compared to October 2013. And when you start thinking about why that might be the case, to me, and I may be stretching, but to me, if you see such a high increase, it is likely that there's more people circulating and spending money. That's my view on it. It's not just about price raises. This is adjusting for those things. Now, this is one I smiled when I read this to a certain point. It said, sales revenue for liquor stores increased 16.3% for October. I guess that was in preparation for the storms as well with the hurricane parties. I'm not sure. But that made me smile. But still, at least it's a positive indicator of growth. Residents declared $4.3 million in overseas purchases, representing a 4.9% increase. Now, some may say, oh, well, they're simply buying abroad. That's not good for local people. But again, it's showing that there's people spending. That's at least some more money in the government coffers in terms of customs duties and the like.
There have been some significant changes in the schedule for the collection and recycling of garbage over the Christmas and Boxing Day holidays, which the public should take note of. The Department of Waste Management of the Ministry of Public Works advises that West End garbage will now be collected on Monday, December 22nd, and Wednesday, December 24th, while East End garbage will be collected on Tuesday, December 23rd, and Saturday, December 27th. Recycling will be collected on Wednesday, December 24th in the West, and Saturday, December 27th in the East. Changes to waste collection days due to public holidays can be found in the schedule in the blue pages of the BTC phone book. For further information on waste management, go to Facebook at facebook.com/recyclebermuda or telephone 278-0560. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with today's sports report.
FIFA's executive have unanimously agreed to publish a legal appropriate version of the report into allegations of World Cup bidding corruption. This today from Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA. However, the world's football governing body insists Russia and Qatar will stay as the host of the 2018 and 2022 tournaments, respectively. FIFA President Blatter said he asked the executive committee to vote in favor of publishing the report. He's quoted as saying, "We have always been determined the truth should be known." He goes on to say, that is, after all, why we set up an independent ethics committee with a chamber that has all the necessary means to undertake investigations on its own initiative. End quote. The man who set the National Sports Center alight back in 2004 and is now the fastest man alive wants the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, to put the brakes on talking about cutting the 200 meters in the Olympics. Usain Bolt, the six-time Olympic champion, said reports suggesting the 200 meters is among the 5 athletic events at risk of being cut from the Olympic program are ridiculous, and it must not be allowed to happen. He states, normally I am not a controversial person, but I think that's just stupid. Personally, track and field is the highlight of the Olympics every edition, and that's not even a question. He goes on to say, so when you're going to try to take events away from track and field events, it is just ridiculous, and I don't think the IAAF should stand for it at all. End quote. The competitor forum, comprising of 6 teams registered for the 2017 America's Cup, has appointed Ian Murray as regatta director. Murray is a former America's Cup skipper who also served as race director in the last America's Cup. Murray started in his role as of December 1st and has already met with teams as well as commercial commissioner Harvey Schiller via regular competitor forum conference calls. Gillian Teixeira continued taking part in the PSC Rosendale horse jumping event in Holland. During the 1.35 meter small tour table A on time class, Teixeira and Amarula finished 9th. They recorded a clear round time of 57.20. Teixeira then finished 77th, competing in the 1.45 meter Big Tour Table A with a jump-off class, riding Lac Vals. The pair clocked a time of 65.92, but they had 29 penalty fault points. Regional netball powerhouse of Jamaica is gunning to host the America's Federation of Netball Associations Championships in 2016. Among the countries which make up the America's Federation of Netball Association include Canada, United States, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Cayman Islands, St. Lucia, and Bermuda. The Bermuda Squash Racket Association Club announced the 2014 Digicel Junior National Championships will take place on Monday, December 22nd and Tuesday, December 23rd. This is the biggest junior tournament of the year in Bermuda for squash, with over 40 junior players taking part in the following categories that include boys and girls under 11, under 13, under 15, and under 19. In the boys under 19 category, Nazir Smith will look to defend his title in this his last year as a junior. He will face stiff competition from Keon Knights, who won the under 17 category previously and narrowly defeated Smith in a recent club tournament. In the girls under 19 division, Emma Keane will be back from her studies in England and will be looking to defend her title for a 3rd time in this her final year as a junior as well. Ty Williams and Susanna Armano are the strong contenders to push Keane in this category. The Bermuda national football squad has not played a competitive match since that 6-0 defeat to the England C team that did nothing for their FIFA rankings. But with a World Cup campaign in 2015, things could possibly change. Bermuda will begin 2015 ranked 172nd in the latest FIFA rankings. Bermuda moved down 2 spots and are also ranked 28th in the CONCACAF region. Bermuda will learn in the first quarter of 2015 who they will face in the World Cup qualifiers with the hope of winning a few games and moving up the FIFA ranking list. I'm Earl Baston reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Saturday, December 20th, there will be a mix of sun and cloud with winds northwesterly, moderate, decreasing to light to moderate by evening, backing west-northwesterly at times in the evening. We are expecting a high near 71 and a low near 63. Thanks for watching VSB News Online for Friday, December 19th. I'm Peter Kitzel.